So welcome to week 26, assignment 2 for the online version of PowerPoint. So what we're going to be doing is we're taking a bunch of things that we've done before and we're just taking them to the next level. And we're going to make an infographic that will help people learn a concept. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to your SSO, go to Office 365. You can say yes or no. Once you're done, you're going to click on PowerPoint and a new blank presentation. Okay, for this first part, I'm going to go ahead and go to View, Zoom, and I'm going to choose the 66% because I need to see the whole slide. Then we're going to click on one of these boxes and hit Delete or backspace, and then we have one box left. Alright, so we'll go back up here to the home, and what we are doing is we're going to make an infographic about "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." So hopefully you guys all know that this is an acronym for the order of operations in in math. And we're going to make a PowerPoint that will help people, students, remember the order of operations. So we're going to type in, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." Oops. Sally. Alright, and I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to be in home. I'm going to do a couple things. First, I'm going to change this to Arial. Just makes it a little bit darker. I'm going to change the size to 20. And remember, this was how it's aligned. So if you clicked here, it was aligned left. Click here, it's center. Click here, it is aligned right. And you click here, and it will go from side to side. So what I want to do is I'm going to highlight, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." I'm going to copy it, Control C. And it's got an extra line in it, which we don't want. So we're going to make this bigger, which is fine because we want this. This is going to be a background, and we're going to make it so that you can't see it real well. But if I click here and I hit and all I'm doing is hitting Control V over and over again. And once you've got to a point, you can take and highlight it, and you can copy it and paste it. So now it comes, see how it all becomes one big huge. And this is why I wanted to be able to see it, because now I can take my box and make sure that it's all over the slide. Alright, so now I'm going to click on this. I'm going to select all, which is Control A, or I can just highlight it all. Click, hold, and drag. And we're going to take it and we're going to make it just, we want it lightly in the background. We don't want to take away from what we are putting on the slide. So all we're going to do is we're going to change the font color to maybe, I mean, you could pick whichever one. I would probably pick either this second or third row. It might be a little dark. I don't know. It might, no, that would probably be okay, but if not, we can pick this one. So it's just there, and it's kind of like subliminal, that you'll see it. It helps you come up with the answer if somebody was asking you, what does it mean, or something like that. It's just another way to get somebody to watch the slide and look for clues about what you're trying to teach them or show them or present to them. So I'm going to go back. I think I like this gray one. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so what does the P for please stand for? It stands for parentheses. So we're going to go up here and we're going to go to Insert Shapes. And there's this one here that kind of looks like a parenthesis. And if you take and you just click and drag it, you can make it, you know, pretty much whatever shape you want. And it's probably on the big side. It depends on how you're going to do things, but for right now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to leave it big, and the reason being is now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Insert, and I want to insert a text box. And I'm going to select, I'm going to go inside here, and I'm going to type in the word parentheses. Oops, sorry. Hit the wrong button. Parentheses. And I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to go to Home. And I am going to change it to Arial Black. And I want it to be white. So now, when I take and I move it, and I turn it, I can now take and make it bigger. So I'm going to go here. Let's see. I don't know. Is 32 too big? Maybe. You can use your arrow keys if you want. Alright. So now I have two things. Now, it would be really hard if both of them, if they didn't work together as a one unit. So what we're going to do is see how this one is already highlighted, and we're going to hold down the Control key and we're going to click right on top of the parentheses. So now you can see we have two boxes here. Then we're going to go up here, we're on our home, we're going to go to, we're on our home, and see right here it says shape. If you click on it, it gives you a whole new menu. And over here under Arrange, it says, the middle one says Group Objects. So we want to group them. So now you can see it turns it into just one box. And we're going to take and we're going to move it over here. We will probably resize it at the end. But for right now, you can just put it over here for okay, so now Please excuse. So what do you think E stands for? So we're going to go back here to home. We're going to take and we're going to insert a text box. So we're going to go to Insert, Text Box. And we're just going to put the letter E. Oh, we have to select it all. We're just going to put the letter E. We're going to highlight it. We're going to go back to home. We are going to change it to Arial Bold, or Arial Black, excuse me. And for right now, we're going to make it as big as possible. Okay, so now if I take and I'm right next to it, I'm really, really big. I don't want it to be really big, so we're going to change it maybe to 40. And we're going to type in excuse. And so you have that text box there. All right. So I'm going to quickly go through the rest of them because it's pretty much the same. It's either this way or this way. So the next one is my for multiplication. So we're going to go to Insert, Shape, and they have multiplication. And we can make it bigger. And then we're going to insert a text box that says, you can use any fonts and any colors that you want. If you want to change the colors, you can. That's not a problem. Multiplication. And I'm going to highlight it. We're going to go back to home. I'm going to make it white. And let's see, probably about 60. That might be a little big. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to move it over here. So I can either make this bigger, or you can make your font smaller. Okay, so now I've got this one selected. I'm going to hold down the Control key and select the X. I'm going to go to Shape. I'm going to go to the second one and I'm going to group it. So now, oops, I can make it smaller. And if I don't want to make it smaller, I can just have it like this. All right. So now the next one is division. I'll leave it up there, it's fine. All right. Next one is division, so we're going to go to Insert, Shapes. And we're going to come up with the division sign. And we'll make it a little bigger. And then we'll go to Insert, Text Box. And we're going to move it down on top of here. We're going to make it white and call it division. Go to home, make it white. It probably wouldn't be too much bigger.